everybody. Welcome to the FTM Watch NFT Hunters podcast. I'm Shining Wizard and my co-host, or I'm his co-host. What's your name again?
Crisps.
What's
We're
up,
both
dude?
co-hosts. How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, man, I'm making it. I just I put some ghost pepper condiment on my eggs, so it might be a little raspy.
So you're feeling it.
Yeah,
There's
not too bad. It's pretty yummy.
nothing better than a bit of spice on some eggs.
Yeah, dude, you got to do it.
Exactly. How's your week been?
Oh, dude, been mega busy. Launched the Stevie Stonks channel, so that's been crazy.
That is so fun. If you guys haven't checked it out, do check out Stevie Stonks on YouTube. Daily news of the crypto sphere is very entertaining.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, I'm looking to do it Monday through Friday, doing the daily download crypto news show, and then I'm going to launch 2 more shows over the weekend. So we will be going eventually 7 days a week.
Amazing. How long does it take you to do an episode?
From 4 to 6 hours to produce a 4 to 5 minute show.
That's dedication, man. That is a lot.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty brutal. I'm, the actor, the cameraman, the editor, the music composer, the sound mixer, the craft service guy, the lighter, the gaffer, the best boy, and the grip. So
it's like those old videos you used to make as a kid, on like really cheap video editing services. It's like produced by, written by, featuring.
Yep.
You're doing very good.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, it's dedication, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta work for yourself. I'm tired of working for someone else, making their damn dreams come true. Sometimes you just gotta do your own damn thing and, make it happen. Do something.
Stevie's an inspiration to us all.
Let's go, Stevie.
Living the American dream. So yeah, today we are joined by Julian from Binary Punks, amongst other projects, and he's recently launched the NFT marketplace on Avalanche. So we'll have him in very shortly talking us through that. It's very exciting stuff. But first, shall we jump into what's been happening on Phantom?
We can. The crypto markets as a whole have been at an all-time high of boring. So this is no secret, but we're still here.
We're still here. It's not a lot's been going on, has it? It's been very quiet.
Yeah, I don't keep a hold of all the chains, but there's a little peek of some Ethereum stuff. Genuine Undead, the skull pixel art, have been doing extremely well. Wish I would have got in on that. That was a free mint that I just missed because I don't have enough ETH alpha. Say ETH alpha 10 times. And there was Toy Moris, which were the 3D toys. Those were pretty cute. Those, had some crazy volume. And Death Girl was something that I just thought was cool as hell. So kind of a manga goth inspired ladies with some very cool art. So check those out if you want to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ethereum's been pushing out a lot of free mints lately, and then like turning into really expensive pieces on the secondary market, eh?
Yeah.
So well.
Who's got that ETH alpha? Come on, man.
Yeah, drop it. Share us.
Yeah, for real.
One thing we do have going on, I believe it's going on right now, is Masochist, the artist behind Paint Huffing Sessions. He has released a new project called Rikers Island Paint Huffing Sessions. And he's doing it. Do you remember how he was doing it before on NFT Key? There was like bids, and the highest bidder at a certain time would get a piece, or kind of just had to be really quick with the F5 button and mint and stuff. He's got that going on right now over on NFT Key. That's Rikers Island Paint Huffing Sessions. So
cool.
Yeah, it's good to have that back. Like that was some of my most fun minting experiences was with him doing that. Well, like taking part of the community.
Yeah, that's nice. And I believe he still has a collection up for mint on Potluck as well.
Yes, yes. That's his collection. Um,
Paint Huffing
Paint Huffing
DegenerApes number
2.
2 on Phantom and Avalanche.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's something which is going on right now. Anything else?
Speaking of Potluck, I believe Evil Beard, I believe his collections are still up for mint on Phantom and Avalanche as well.
Fantastic. And also, talking of Potluck, they launched a rewarder staking platform this week, I believe.
Ooh, what's that about?
Do you know much about that? So
No.
essentially, some select projects, if you hold multiple, you can stake them, and I believe you get points based on the rarity of the NFT, and then points win prizes, essentially. So the more you get, the more rewards you get, goodies.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's a fun idea. It's good for the secondaries, you know, it lowers supply with people staking, and also gets people buying the secondaries for a chance of limited edition art.
That's pretty cool. I believe I have all my stuff sitting earning labs token at the moment.
Very good, very good. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, this staking NFTs thing. I know the Crown Labs guys do it with their collections, and they're going to release a new project where the coin you earn by staking your NFTs, you'll be able to purchase that new NFT. So you know, it's an interesting idea.
Yeah, for sure. Dig it.
Cool, cool. Right, let's take a look at Phantom Watch site, shall we?
Let's head on over.
12 days, 22 hours, 49 minutes, and 16 seconds until Chronic's piece, American Gothic, comes out on his birthday. Very, very excited for that. 250 handmade horror and pop culture profile pictures. We've got a lovely GIF here. So that's in just shy of 13 days. Very excited.
Yep.
Very excited. Yep, he's a good guy. What else do we have minting in September? We've got Afterlife Beasts. Got Bad Guys Never Die. We've got AK Ultra on Ethereum.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So this is a free mint on Ethereum. No whitelist. It'll be at 11 p.m. UTC and 999 supply. So that's going to go in, what, seconds?
Yeah, probably. I don't know how many ETH people are in on it, but you know, they might want to check it out. I know all the Phantom and Avalanche people are going to be putting them up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Teens on Acid. He does have a collection on Ethereum. I think he's got the cats and
And the cards, right?
other things. Are the cards on Ethereum?
No, I don't.
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
But yeah, they are very cool. They are very cool indeed. He's also got a few bits on Tezos. I'm fortunate enough to have one. It's very cool. Very cool indeed. Right, what else have we got going on? Doodled Oni Crew. That is Phantom AVAX. Kind of multi-chain platform. Cool Kids Selic. Is this with the yeah, it's between the Cool Kids and Selic, of course.
Yep.
Very cool. Coming up hopefully at some point this month. I'm not sure when. I don't know if anyone has the information for that.
Yeah, that's a must grab for me for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be sick. Gotham Apes Narrative and Flippism Society. So a lot going on. So, well, is it a lot going on? It's about what we'd
there's some
expect,
cool stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, there's some absolute must mints. And
yeah, when the bull market comes, people be wishing that they minted some of these because you know things are a little slow right now. But that doesn't mean that there's not quality projects coming out. You know,
absolutely, absolutely. And if you're a artist with a project coming out, make sure you do fill in on the website and get yourself listed. It's free advertising. You might as well do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Bit of news I saw yesterday. Phantom Frenchies, I think they were called. A project has no longer decided to be on Phantom. Allegedly, they're going to give everyone a refund. So just a bit of news there. I don't have the ins and outs. I know there was a bit of rude words thrown about, but let's hope they stick to their word and do actually. So
Yep, that's how it goes in crypto land.
how it goes, the wild wild west, the casino. That is NFTs.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Right, we've got a very special guest in today. I'm very happy to introduce Julian. Julian is the guy behind Binary Punks. So, Julian, jump on and say hello.
Hello there. How you doing?
Good, mate. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I'm very good.
Thank you very much for joining us today. You've been very busy, eh? Tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, just a bit. It's been pretty manic for quite some time now, but yeah, a lot going on. Both with my projects, but also new ventures really in what I'm doing. So I mean, first of all, one of my biggest situations to overcome is getting all my fulfillment out of the acrylics, which has been a labour of love, and it's taken a long time, and I have to say that punk holders have been very, very accommodating and appreciative of the delay, because we're now, what, I don't know, something like 6 months in on this. So yeah, huge apologies, but it's I mean, for me, quality is the first thing that is important, and it's taken me time because I wanted to check everyone. I really couldn't pass that over to anyone else. I'd feel disingenuous to do that. Now, that obviously means that it takes quite a bit longer because I'm unwrapping and checking everyone for quality and boxing it up and everything. So that has slowed things down massively. There have been some third party situations I had to work out as well. And then by doing it that way, not only is it taking longer, obviously, but it's caused me issues where holders gave me Phantom in good faith several months ago for the acrylic postage, and I didn't change it to USDC at the time. So obviously the bear market has hit, and now I'm fulfilling with sort of one tenth or whatever of the value that I was given in the first place.
Got a bit
So
poo-pooed.
yeah, so it's been a costly exercise as well, but that's my problem. That's not their problem.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, it's we're in such a new space just to fill everyone else in. So Julian's the guy behind Binary Punks, and there was physicals going along with the Binary Punks of these like acrylic kind of picture stands, essentially. Was it, Julian?
Yeah, they're like little desktop acrylic blocks, really.
Really,
They're-
really cool idea.
yeah, they're about 150 mil by 150 mil, 153 mil square, and about 15 mil wide. So they're quite chunky. I mean, I can drop a picture in the chat if
Drop
you
a
want.
picture in the chat, yeah, show the people.
Go on.
But I mean, yeah, that's just learning curve stuff, isn't it? Like, who was to know the kind of markets would have such a massive drop overall?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
don't think you're at the wrong there. Just bad timing.
Yeah, yeah, but as I say, it's my problem, not holders' problem. So it's just added to a bit of delay because obviously it's coming at a bit of an expense, but rest assured I will fulfil every single one. And also the the issue I suppose I've got is that I'm doing this on a vastly wider scale than anyone else has done physicals. So, like right at the moment, I've got Well, I've had about 700 or so on the go, and I'm just getting them out as quick as I can. So, nothing has been done at
Yeah.
this level before. So it's yeah, it's been interesting, but I love them. It's like a little bit like birthing children. Well, I don't. That's probably a really, really bad thing to say. So any female has gone through so much more than this, but you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
say it jokingly, but every piece, it's almost a wrench to get them out. That's how much I really like them. So hopefully, at the other end, when people do get them, even though it has been a delay, they will like them. So that's the intention. Hopefully, anyway. Yeah.
I think it says a lot about your character that you've stuck around. You are going to fulfill it. You're not shying away from it. So,
No.
like, all credit to you. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
no. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. No, I never would. If it, however long it takes, that's kind of lesser point than actually fulfilling it. So, I know some have been frustrated, and I get that, and I can only apologise for that. But most have been totally understanding, and that they will be. There was a first set that went out, so it wasn't like none have ever gone out. It's just this second batch is obviously taken a lot longer, and they're rolling out at the moment, which is great. And they I think they will start hitting doormats. Probably this week. It's always dependent on I don't know how long it's going to take with the post, because I'm in the UK, but they're being sent to America, Australia,
yeah,
Brazil, Argentina, all around Europe,
all over.
everywhere. So it's however long that takes. But I would have thought hopefully within sort of 7 to 10 days, the further afield you are going to get it. So
And the good old UK postage system having strikes every now and then doesn't
yeah,
help, does
yeah,
it? But
indeed.
there we
That's just
go.
another thing that's hampered it. So we've had I don't know, about 3 or 4 strikes recently, or there's a few more to come. So I don't know how much that's going to have impacted, but it will, no doubt. But I've also had other issues, like because obviously we've come out of Europe with Brexit. It seems like a lot of European countries have then taken a little bit of a decision to make it a little bit more difficult to get stuff through customs, which is a bit of a pain.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
no, it is. But
mm.
hey, you'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
full
yeah.
confidence.
I'm just
And
excited for people to get them. That's the thing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be fun on Twitter with people posting all their new desk toys.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Very cool. So tell us what else you have going on with the binary punks. You have a couple new collections coming up, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so um, the origins of binary punks go right back to a conversation I had with an artist called VCC, who created DegenerApes on Phantom and AVAX apes on AVAX, and some other collections. Just before he launched DegenerApes, I showed him a binary version of one of his apes. And I said, "Oh, what do you think of these?" He said, "Oh, that's really cool. But you should redo CryptoPunks like that." I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll go for that." And he went, "No, no, no, no. I was only joking. That would be loads of work." And I was like, "I don't mind. I'm up for that." So that silly little conversation was the genesis of Binary Punks. So I then worked for it was about 6 weeks of sort of 20-hour days, just compiling them one by one and doing various Photoshop work, retouching color work as much as I could to keep them bright, which is really tricky because you're going from like solid colors to a black background with just ones and zeros, in place of that solid block of color. So it's sort of really difficult to keep that intensity of color, and so they're more dropped back. They're kind of like a subdued version, but in binary code. So that took quite a while, but it was it was fun, and then obviously went to launch, and sort of the rest is history, really. So so that was how that started, and we thought it would be a great idea to kind of almost like complete the circle, as it were, by coming together and doing a collab together. So obviously he's had his apes and I've had my punks, and we thought, well, why don't we do punked apes? So we've created a generic, uh, sorry,
Generative.
sorry, collection, and it's going to be a 2 NFT collection when you mint. So you get a punk tape and you get a binary punk tape. But then within that, I also got in touch with most, if not not all, but many of the artist friends that I've come to gain in the time I've been doing this on Phantom, and amazingly and graciously, we've got 100 artists that are doing artist rares for the collection, which is unbelievably humbling. And I'm honoured to say that being the case, I obviously what I'm doing is I'm keeping it under wraps as to who those 100 artists are. Mostly, and the reason for that is that in advance of the collection, there's going to be like a reveal launch, a hype reveal launch of the 100 artists, and that's they're called binary. Mutant binary punk tapes, and the first one that some people might have seen was not actually in the collection, but it'll give you an idea of what they're going to be like. Was actually a special I did for Tombhead's 1 year anniversary. So that was a mutant binary punked Tombhead's ape. And although it's not in the collection, it was like it's a precursor to that limited edition of 100. So the idea then is that they will be minted. We'll do sort of a live mint where, as people mint them, they will reveal who the artist is. So it will be a one of one that is linked to that artist. So it will be a section of their piece. It will have like probably their PFP logo, various aspects that are related to that artist. So they will be quite cool one of one pieces, and there's only going to be 100 of them. They will also come with an acrylic, and I think it'd just be a really fun, exciting way to kind of kick off the launch or prior to the launch of the collection. So
That's wicked. 100 artists is a lot of artists. That must
I
have
know.
taken some time to put together.
Yeah, and but it was what I was gobsmacked was that I don't think no one said no. It was just like, I'm really interested in you being one of the rare artists. Would you be interested? And they're like, yep, absolutely, yeah, no problem, yeah, I'm in. And so, I mean, you honestly, well, I think you probably know, but others that aren't artists here, collectors, I think would be pretty gobsmacked at the the level of artists that are in that 100. They are really the 100 of the biggest artists on Phantom.
Can
They're
you give us some alpha? I know you don't want to
Can
name,
I
but
do something? Well,
how
I
about
did.
2 or 3?
Yeah. So,
Not
I did
including
drop.
me either, because I am on it.
You are, and there's a first bit of alpha, absolutely. Well, I did drop this alpha in. I did a Twitter space with Gotham and Sarge. If I was obviously to say that they are both 2 of the artists in the 100, I wouldn't be saying anything more than I've already said, and it certainly gives you. So the 3 of you, that gives you an idea of the caliber of the 100 artists that are in it. So and I noticed a couple of other names that I can see that are listening here as well that are in it as well. So that's it's very special, not pretty special. It's very special. So very, very excited about the whole thing.
It's very exciting. Do you have
Yeah.
dates on launches or anything like that?
Well, I'm hoping to launch around the end of the month. Is the tentative date.
Cool.
Kind of depends on a lot of artists still out. Haven't sort of been able to do their piece yet. So hopefully over the next sort of week or two, they'll be able to drop their piece to me for me to then get on and do my part. So that's the tentative release date, but it's not a hard and fast thing. If it slips a little bit from that, it's not the end of the world. So that's sort of the idea. But there is actually a sort of bigger piece to this whole collection. So obviously, well, just to finish, it's a 5,000 mint. But here's another bit of alpha. 1,500 of those are actually an airdrop to binary punk holders and DegenerApe holders. So I've always said that binary punk holders will always be rewarded wherever I can do that, and this is just one of those times where they get something back for being holders. So I've done a
Wicked.
snapshot, and they will get that in due course, which is pretty cool.
And is it solely on Phantom?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
I'm not. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the limited edition yet. So because there's a little bit of lore that I've created on it, and in some ways, around the lore, it might work for it to be dropped on, possibly onto AVAX. I don't know, but all the artists are Phantom artists, so the chances are I'll probably keep everything on Phantom.
Cool.
But so 3,500 will be minted, and you get two NFTs when you do mint. But there's a bigger part to this. The 100 artist pieces, the original pieces, will then be auctioned off. I'm hoping to confirm that will be, with a bit of luck, with I'll sweet talk Tombheads into doing it. But that's hopefully the plan. They would all be auctioned off on Tombheads, and all the proceeds will be split between the artists. So obviously they're all big names, but some obviously command better prices than others, which is just the nature of the thing. So, but the value will be split between all 100. So for me, I really like that concept, because it means it's a little bit of a leg up for some of the artists that are slightly smaller than some of the bigger artists, or maybe don't command as much of a value. So everyone sort of shares equitably in the value that's achieved at the auction, which I think would be really cool.
For sure. It sounds really
Uh,
interesting because a lot of it's a different way of doing it, I think, where you're auctioning off your rares, because a lot of people seem to kind of, mint 5-10 pieces, try get the rares, and then drop the floor of the non-uniques, whatever you want to call them.
mhm.
So I think having the auction in that style kind of makes it a lot fairer. It's a different way of doing it.
Yeah, so I mean, this is obviously the original pieces, the original backgrounds that have been created by the artists. So,
Yeah.
like when we had the pieces in the Punks collection, the original actually went to the holder as well, which was obviously really nice for a holder to get. You were getting, a binary punk and an original when you minted, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But I think I like this to go back to the artists. I'm there's more we'll talk about this in later, but I really want to sort of champion artists as much as I can, and make sure that they are rewarded for the help they've given me, or been part of this. So rather than it sort of go all to the holder, I think it's only right that the artists get a return back from this, for putting in their hard effort in creating the pieces, really.
Absolutely.
But the final sort of overarching part of this is those 100 pieces then will become the Genesis collection for an in real life art gallery, or NFT art gallery, that I want to open further down the line. So that's the sort of most special part of this for me, really, is that the idea for me has always been to widen the visibility of the amazing talent that is on our chain. The level of talent of Phantom artists is unrivaled, I think, on blockchain, and it needs to be seen further afield than just on our chain. I know obviously artists are moving to other chains to mint and everything, which is great, and I'm all for that. But I think even that is not enough for what is being created here, and so I want there to be a real gallery that is seen in the same light as traditional art, because it's just as valid in my eyes. So that's the sort of big picture kind of idea of this collection. So it's kind of not, I'm not just I haven't just created a collection. It's obviously it's a collab, but there's a sort of a much wider theme to it that I'm hoping will be a big boon for Phantom artists. And obviously the gallery that I want to open is a little bit further away. But what I'm working on at the moment in the meantime is for this collection to be shown at probably one of the London galleries. So that's a sort of I'll update you as I go on that. But
Wicked.
I'm sort of I'm sort of talking to a few to see what the possibilities are. Because I think that would just be amazing, almost just like as a, even if it was on for sort of for a 6 or 8 week period or something like that, just to get all of that art out there to the wider public would be amazing as a stepping stone to the eventual gallery.
For sure, that's sick.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
one plug I do want to do. If
Mm.
it's coming out on Phantom, make sure you list it on the Phantom Watch website. Get it
All
shown.
right. Yeah. Cool.
It's really
Cool.
easy form, so I'll talk you through
No,
that in a minute.
definitely. No, that'd be cool. No, I think, I mean, the likelihood is it's all going to be on Phantom because it's all Phantom artists. So it doesn't, it's sort of, yeah, it makes sense for that. I mean, when I was talking about the limited edition, the lore is about these. Actually, I'll see if I've got the lore here, I might drop it in the chat so you can have a little read. Bear with me a second.
Yeah, no worries. And sorry, Sean and Wiz, I know you have a question as well. I'm jumping in a bit too much. This
Oh,
sounds
no,
very
not
exciting,
at,
doesn't it?
not at all. You're doing all the work for me. First of all, I don't know if you guys saw, I dropped it in the chat. Nova Network just dumped 60%.
Ooh,
Kaboom.
Ooh.
bang.
Yeah. Hey, it could be a great time to buy. I mean, historically, I've noticed that anytime something dumps, like usually it pops back up. Somebody buys that big dump. So, my question was, do non-binary punks trade anywhere? I really like the art, and I was looking around to try to see if I could scoop any.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Yeah. So, what's happened to non-binary punks? So they were a cross. They were minted on 5 different blockchains. So we had Phantom, AVAX, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and Matic. And I made a mistake on this, that in creating the 10,000, it was too many. The reason I'd done it was it's actually a charity piece where so 50% of the proceeds were going to a charity called Switchboard, which is an LGBTQ uh, phone line for those with maybe struggling with sort of mental health difficulties, and just having someone to talk to and talk about their situation and help them out. Now, so my intentions there was obviously to try and raise as much charity money as possible. But really, it created to a little bit of confusion with some people that you had my Genesis collection of 10,000 binary punks, and then all of a sudden another 10,000 collection, which left them sort of almost sitting there like, well, which one's the Genesis collection kind of thing. Well, binary punks always was and always will be. So although we were minting it, what we've actually done is we've closed the mint off, and it's going to be limited to 2,000, which actually leaves about 400 left. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put those available to auction. They're just going to start at $10 because that was the price that they were supposed to be at, and whatever they make, and then obviously that will go to Switchboard. But in that 400, what we've done is we've kind of cherry picked all the rares and any sort of aliens or apes or zombies that are left. So actually, when they go live for auction, pretty much I think all 400 are rare in some way or other. But obviously within that there are the rare flags, which do come with an acrylic as well. So I'm getting that together at the moment with my dev, and we're gonna I think we're gonna launch it, just straight on Phantom. and sort of complete the collection then. So it's a 2,000 collection then, which obviously helps with the kind of rarity of how many there are out there. So anyone that's already actually minted one, but also there's an opportunity to pretty much snag a rare within the collection when we do the auction. So hopefully that sort of answers the question. After we've done that, then we'll be able to get it up on Paint Swap, NFT Key, and everything for secondary market. I think you can see them on Tofu, but that's it at the moment. We just wanted to get that sorted first before we actually put them available on the secondary market. So yeah,
Cool, love that.
yeah. So I think that's sort of the right thing to do. It'll still hopefully create a nice sort of pot for the charity, but it does rebalance the emphasis to Binary Punks being the the Genesis collection. So that was a mistake. I'm good at making mistakes, and then try and reel it back in and either apologize or just try and make it better. So yeah,
No such thing as mistakes, just happy accidents. Is that Bob Ross?
yeah.
I mean, that's how you learn, man. You gotta fail to learn. That's the way to do it.
They're just
Absolutely.
features.
It's just obviously when you're doing it in front of everyone, it's sort of yeah, a little bit sort of more humbling to go, oh yeah, sorry, that wasn't quite the best decision. Yeah, so whereas when you can do that, when you can make mistakes behind closed doors, it's a little bit easier. But
yeah, but it's how you bounce back that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, it's not really. If anything, it actually helps everyone in some way. So even if you've minted, what you've minted is going to be, more valuable because it's one of 2,000 rather than one of 10,000 for starters. So in many ways, it's not hurt anyone. It's just that, sometimes when you do something and it's right in the glare there, and you go, okay, hands up. That wasn't the right decision. This hopefully is going to be a better decision, and we'll go this way, and hope everyone likes it. So, yeah, that's
It'll
how
all be
it is.
Right.
So,
Let's switch gears.
mm.
So you recently launched the marketplace on Avalanche on AVAX. Can you tell us about that? Let me get the site up and nft.onavax.com.
Sure.
So let's take a look here. So what's the story?
Okay. So yeah. Like I say, this kind of goes hand in hand with my overarching theme for trying to create more visibility for artists, and this is obviously where I, come from with making the decision to take on this. But it was basically a friend of mine who's the founder of one of the dexes on Phantom called Swapsicle. They wanted to create an NFT marketplace to go with their decks, and he asked me if I would come and head it up because he knew obviously I was in deeply in NFT space on Phantom. So yeah, I jumped at the chance really because I thought, well, it'd be fantastic because I can champion my friends and their cool art and help facilitate getting Phantom artists over to AVAX, building an AVAX community as well, and just generally supporting artists in all the ways I think need to be done. So the marketplace is one thing, but around that I want to do a lot of things to kind of help Twitter Spaces, AMAs, YouTube videos. We're going to have a merch store, so artists can sell any merchandise if they want, and I can help put some stuff together for them on that front. I'm looking to put out like a newsletter as well, which will go out to, because you can link up and put an email address in and everything. So I'm going to put a newsletter out which champions artists and shows their work, things like that. Maybe even do the odd auction, like flash auctions or whatever, competitions, but just a whole raft of things that will help with visibility of the artwork that's being created. So that's the intention. It's starting out on AVAX, as you say, and been very lucky to have some amazing artists who are on the launch pad. Hint, hint, Chris.
Hint, hint. Let me hang on 2 seconds. There we go.
Yeah,
No, hello.
fantastic, awesome. So so everyone here, if you want to go and start minting 9 dots, it's a crisp, very very cool vintage collection of photography and just color and just layers. It's just cool stuff. Just
Weird,
cool.
weird vintage,
Yeah,
glitchy,
yeah,
your standard crisp stuff.
yeah,
I'm going to very quickly plug because I don't want to talk about myself too much, but here's how the site looks. So you've got your mint button here. You can see what pieces have already been minted. It's,
yeah.
it's really cool to see it all laid out like this. I think it's a great site. Your
Yeah, I mean,
bio and stuff like that.
yeah, the team have done a really good job with the look of it and the functionality, and hopefully, if everyone wants to go in and have a look and just have a look around it, and please give me feedback, because the intention with it is always to continue to improve it. But I think for a launch, I think it's looking pretty slick. I really like it, and I think it's just going to go from strength to strength. So
For
that's
sure.
that's the intention, certainly from me, heading it up. So
Yeah, it's a very exciting space. Why Avalanche? Is it just because your friend was building on that?
yeah, so it's starting on Avalanche because obviously they've got the decks over there, so that's really why. They've also got very strong links with XRP, and there's a sister brand called On XRP. So there's kind of three sort of brands sitting side by side. I'm running the On XRP space, which is for the art. Then there's an On XRP space, which is bringing stuff over from XRP. Um, and they're sort of linking with us, which eventually the stuff, the artwork, the NFTs on AVAX will be linking up to the XRPL. So now, some people are great with XRP, some aren't, but what can't be denied is that there is a massive sort of XRP army and everything that don't really have much exposure to NFTs and art yet. So for me, I think it's a really, really good opportunity for artists to get exposure to another audience that they're not actually interacting with yet. So that was quite important thing for me to see as the potential here. So that was one of the other reasons why I sort of jumped at it. Also, there's a third site which is On Play, which is a gaming site. So and then there will be links with that, because obviously lots of games will have NFT aspects, in-game aspects, and what have you, which will then be available on the NFT marketplace. So it's a kind of like ecosystem, which I'm part of. But on AVAX is just the start of it, because we are going to be launching on Phantom, hopefully in sort of a month or something like that. So I will be able to champion all the Phantom artists that are yet to go on other chains. So and I'm really looking forward to bringing everyone on board that would like to be. So
That's
yeah,
huge.
yeah,
That's huge. I think it's an interesting point what you said about XRP, because there are so many people over there. Like, think of the coin and team behind it, what you will, but there's
hmm
absolutely no denying the sheer number of people who are involved. And I think, speaking as an artist in the space, I do think eyeballs matter. Like,
hmm
it's all well and good having our own space, but we do need new, fresh eyeballs coming in, because the community in Phantom and Avalanche is so good. Like, there's so many
yeah,
talented people, so many kind people. Like you said, with um, your upcoming projects, like No Artist Said No. Like, that's just because everyone is so nice.
mm,
So yeah,
yeah. No, it's a really, really good point, an important point, because there's only so much that even collectors on the Phantom space can kind of like soak up. They love the art, and as artists, we're very grateful for everyone that does come and love the work that we create. Um, but you know, if we can get that art out to a wider audience, it not only obviously helps the artist, but it helps collectors as well, because you know, the more eyes that are on the projects, the more, you know, flaws get scooped up, value starts to increase, you know. So it's a win-win always round. And like you say, it's irrelevant what anyone thinks of XRP or is positive or negative about it. I'm personally perfectly fine with it, but I know some people are very tribal about that, and that's fine as well.
Mm.
But you know, I'm not tribal about art. I will get every artist that is linked to me out to wherever I can, and that's why this and the gallery and everything around that is what, you know, what I'm about and what I want to do to progress. You know, the space for the artists, and coming from an artist perspective, really.
For sure. Yeah. No, it's yeah, very respectable. Like, yeah, you're an incredibly hard worker, man. You got so much going on. It's
It's
so much.
yeah. I mean, it's funny. I was well, I was just chatting today, and I was asked, "Oh, do you want to bring a piece to the Tomb Heads for the next auction?" And I thought, and I said, "Oh, I'm so busy at the moment." Sorry, Scorpio messaged me, and I said I haven't actually got anything ready with the current collection yet. But I have just started working on my own collection as well, and I'm thinking, and I'm typing it as and I'm thinking it, going, what are you thinking, Jenny? You've got enough on your plate as it is, and you're now thinking about a collection. Like, it's actually, it would be a first, like, one of one collection that I've done. So I was like coming up with the concept just last night. It was like going through my brain. I was like scribbling it down and working out what I was going to do. And I was just thinking, just reel it in a bit, mate. You know, just hold on, because you know you've got so much to kind of do here. But I know what I'm also sort of thinking in my head is that I still have this sort of, I love all the art that's out there, and I'm in awe of the quality and the skills that everyone is bringing. And my obviously Binary Punks is kind of like it's like a brand collection. You know, it's very graphic. It's all about typography, and it's obviously it comes from a basis that like effectively isn't mine. So I've like, it's like a remix of a classic music track, and I've done a remix, and like, yeah, you love the classic track, but yeah, the remix is really cool as well. So that's what, you know, Binary Punks is. But there's a bit of me that's always like, yeah, but I want to kind of bring something that is just mine. And so that's why, you know, my head is going, oh yeah, but you do this, you know, start sketching out, you know, your next sort of collection, because that's, I know you want to do that as well. Like, you know, it's like my mind is like chatting to itself. So
That's the joys of being an NFT artist, isn't it? Like, that's, yeah, I think we can
absolutely,
all relate to that. That's, yeah.
it's crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
But yes, so yeah, no doubt it will eventually, when my sound mind gets it ahead of itself. It'll go, hold on a second, that comes afterwards. Let's do the fulfillment. Let's get the collab collection. Let's get the NFT marketplace moving, and then you can come back to your own stuff. So, okay, all
For
right.
sure.
I'm saying it to myself now.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Shining Wiz, have you got anything?
No, it's just great seeing folks building during the bear market. You know,
Mm.
It's great,
things
isn't
are
it?
down, but it's honestly a great time to be building. You know, so that when the markets do pick up and everybody's bullish again, you've got stuff to get rolling.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Yeah,
Exactly
you're
that.
totally right. I mean, it's like, you know, it was just too good an opportunity to miss, and you know, it really has the potential to be something really good, and it's the intention is to be multi-chain eventually. So it's not just AVAX and Phantom. I think it's going to will be Phantom and probably Polygon around about the same time. Partly because Polygon is I think it's a strong gaming blockchain. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's why we've chosen that. But obviously I'll be championing it for you know, art as well. So it will be another opportunity for us as artists to get our name out on the Matic chain or the Polygon chain as well. So but then yeah, then it will be eventually multi-chain. That's the intention, so that really it doesn't matter where you're on. You can come here, and it's somewhere central for everyone to view good art. And hopefully, I mean, the intention is to build a really nice community around it. So, working with the artists, and it's not just here's a place to put your artwork up. I want to make it more than that. So, that's the idea.
Wicked stuff. Listen,
Oh, yeah.
thanks so much for joining us today, Julian. It's been awesome chatting to you and
Yeah.
hearing everything going on. I feel lazy after hearing all
Oh
that.
God, no. I'm not the only one that is cranking out amazing stuff. I mean, I sit back in awe, like I say, see some of the stuff on Twitter that people are doing, and when I'm in the auction house, it's just amazing work that is being put out there, and it's breathtaking. But I mean, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to sort of chat about it all. Apologies if I sort of just continue to just talk
Nice.
verbal diarrhea, but yeah, hopefully you can tell how excited I am with all the different things that are going on. So that's the bottom line.
That's the main thing. That's what we'd like to hear. Yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us.
Cool, thank you.
Cool. Right. And I think we'll wrap it up there unless you got anything, Shana Wiz.
No, man.
All right.
We can put a bow on it.
We'll put a bow on it. Listen, thanks so much again, Julian. It was
Thank
wicked
you.
having you here. And
Thank you, sir.
yeah, and
I
for
really
everyone in the
appreciate
chat, stick around. We got a giveaway coming up very shortly. But for the YouTube fans, see you in 2 weeks. So yeah, cheers.
Cool. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.